Hi everyone! Oh my gosh! I have guests already. I'm so glad. Koala and Just a Jen, you guys are here. Yay! Oh my goodness. I'm so glad. You know, sometimes I start these lives and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if no one shows up? And, you know, it's so refreshing to come on and see there are people here. Yay! How are you both doing, Just a Jen and Koala? I'm going to go on mute for 1 second. I'm going to pick my dog up. 1 second. Okay, back. Koala says, thank you for the offer, Jen, but I think I'll pass. I think that's for some popcorn. Hi, Raven. Welcome. I know, Koala, this is such a good community. The other day, I think yesterday, you commented on something and I was like, I feel like I haven't talked to you in ages. It feels like forever ago. Yeah, I'm so glad you're all here. So I have some ideas planned for the live stream today. I, as usual, have fun questions. Hi, Caro from Tasmania. You know, Caro, a couple of live streams ago, we had, and I'm so sorry if I messed this up, but we had like representatives in the chat from all over Australia area, except Tasmania. And we were like, well, maybe next time Tasmania will be represented. And I'm so sorry if I get the geography wrong, but yay. Just a Jen says, doing all right here. Got to do an airport run at 8 to pick up the hubby. What time is it for you, Just a Jen, right now? Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Koala says, doing good. A tad hot here today, about 90 degrees. Oh, okay. Yeah, where I am, it was pretty cool today, but it's going to get a little bit warmer tomorrow. Hi, Eileen. Call says, yes, it has been a while. I know it feels like it. I didn't get a chance to do one during the week this week, or this past week that finished. I know, Just a Jen, 90. It's like it's December. We're supposed to have nice weather. Hi, Joy from South Carolina. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Georgie from Victoria, Australia. Call says, good day. Mean Eileen. And Carol, maybe? I think that means hi, Ocean Gal. Oh, you did, Carol? Yeah, I'm sorry if I messed up the geography, but I just from like that triggered my memory. Yeah. Koala says, hi, Georgie and Ocean Gal. Oh, Just a Jen, that's right, Pacific time. Oh my gosh, my brain sometimes. Mean Eileen says, hi, Koala. Okay, so this is what I had in mind. I have an article that I kind of wanted to talk about. It's that article that just came out recently about how Harry rushed the engagement because of Meghan's biological clock. By the way, have any of you seen the movie My Cousin Vinny? Let me know in the chat. I love that movie, and this biological clock thing is straight from a scene from the movie My Cousin Vinny. Hi, Alice. I'm glad you're here. Oh, thank you, Mean Eileen. It was so fun chatting with the twins. They're seriously the best. I have such a good time with them. The conversation just kind of flows. Like I have questions ready to go, and I don't know, it was just fun. It was really fun. Koala says, oh, revealing life gets in the way at times. People get busy around this time of year. Also caught you with the Silly Tunes. Yeah, that was so fun. I loved it. It's so fun chatting with them. Joy says no. Oh, no to the movie My Cousin Vinny. Oh my gosh. I highly, highly recommend it. It's so funny. It's so good. And it's almost like dare I say, like scientific. Well, not really scientific, but there's a lot of, I mean, it's a kind of a court story. So yeah, it's so funny. It's such a good movie. Raven loves the movie. Janice loves the movie. Yeah, the what now? The Utes. So good. Didn't Marissa Tomei, oh, I should know this because I watch Seinfeld all the time, and Marissa Tomei was on Seinfeld, and they constantly talked about how she won an Oscar for the movie My Cousin Vinny. So yeah, if any of you, like, if you ever want to chat about my cousin Vinny, I'm all about that. Is there no sound? Can you all hear me? Let me know in the chat. Oh no. Oh, what happened? That's weird. Well, I'm glad you can hear me. Yep, only me, Marissa Tomei, won an Oscar. Oh, also, hi, only me. I missed that that chat. Okay, it looks like. Okay, Ocean Gale also loves the movie. Hi, Jiwana, welcome. So glad you're here. Okay, good. I'm so glad the sound is back. Hi, Sexy Bee. Okay, awesome. I don't know what happened, guys. I don't know. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so back to what I was saying before I sidetracked into my cousin Vinny. I wanted to talk about that article a little bit just because I feel there was a lot of manipulation with Harry and Meghan's engagement. And then I wanted to ask you guys all some questions and just have a little bit of a discussion. And then, of course, we have our fun questions. So let's get into that. Okay, Ocean Gale, glad. I don't know what happened. That's so strange. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go to the very first question or the article. Let's go to the article. Sorry. Okay, so this article was published on December 14th, so that was yesterday, and it's titled Prince Harry rushed to propose to Meghan Markle for one important reason. The Sussexes' relationship moved quickly, and the couple were engaged after just a year of dating, and it's now been claimed Harry rushed to propose for one important reason. By the way, when I got divorced, I had joined a divorce support group kind of, and surprisingly, a lot of the people were coming out of relationships with narcissists. And I don't know if maybe like people that are getting divorced from narcissists, they just need the extra support. I don't know. But anyways, our group leader always told us to let an entire 4 seasons go by. Basically, you want to see your partner in 4 seasons, like all throughout the year, to really be able to judge their character. Okay, so just as Jen said, she had to click the video. And the sound keeps going out? Alice says, hit the like button, everyone. Yay, thank you. Yes, I'm live, Joy. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so just as Jen says, try clicking on another video and re-clicking this one to reload if you got kicked out. Lisa says, I don't believe that article for a second. If you believe the hysterectomy story, her clock had stopped dead. Okay, so I think either whether she had a hysterectomy or not, she used this. I mean, she definitely kept that from Harry, I think, right? If she used this pregnancy excuse and the biological clock thing. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking happened. Okay, so let's go to the next page here. Okay, so the article starts with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were engaged after just a year of dating, a decision driven by a key factor according to a royal author. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's romance began with a blind date in 2016, leading to an engagement announcement the following year and a star-studded wedding at Windsor Castle in May 2018. Okay, there's a lot of mistruths, which, let's be real, lies, allegedly, in this part, but really, I just want to talk about 2 different things that are in this article. Okay, so it's reported that Prince William, who courted Catherine for 8 years before popping the question, was initially nervous about the speed of his brother's relationship. He feared Meghan may find it challenging to adjust to royal life in such a short span. In my opinion, Prince William was a lot more concerned about money or many more things than adjusting to royal life for Meghan. I feel like there was a real rush, and with narcissists, things progress very quickly, and people on the outside see that. Okay, so the article continues. However, Harry dismissed these concerns, stating he needed to marry Meghan quickly due to her biological clock ticking as she was nearing 35. Okay, so Harry may not have known. I mean, based on this, Harry had no idea that Meghan could not bear children. Because in order for him to be able to say to people, I need to hurry up and marry her because her biological clock is ticking, he needs to believe either he was also lying about it, but in either case, like, their excuse for rushing into the marriage. And, you know, this brings me to another point. In the engagement interview, they were so quick to dismiss that they rushed into the engagement, right? Like Meghan was like, no, it wasn't a whirlwind. I don't know if y'all remember that, but now this article is in conflict with that because they're saying, okay, we did rush to that because of the biological clock ticking. So again, another issue here. So let's see, where did I get to in the chat? Mean Eileen says, let me guess, she claimed to be pregnant. It could be, allegedly. Okay, so Qual says, sound is good. Justa Jen says, I had a 1-year minimum of living together before getting engaged, but that's just me. I think it's true. I think because people can wear a mask for so long, and there's wisdom in seeing someone in every season. Like, to me, that means you see them at basically every holiday. How do they behave during different times of the year? A says, narcissists most often follow the same playbook. Love bomb, devalue, discard. Yep, I agree. I completely agree. Justa Jen says, hubby and I dated for 6 years before moving in together. No one can accuse me of rushing anything. Good for you, Justa Jen. Qual says, didn't they split up for a bit and then she gate crashed in Skip's wedding? Just my opinion, this is when she told him she was pregnant, allegedly. Yeah, I've also heard that same thing. Justa Jen says, oh yeah, good point, Koala. Those photos from the Inskip wedding are very telling. Yes, they are. Yeah, so Lisa agrees with that too. Alice says, I think they definitely used IVF as she was older, but I'm not sure about the hysterectomy. Yep, and you know, that's another thing. Like, we have to be really careful about the things we take as fact, because what I remember about this was her brother, Thomas Markle Jr., was the one that said she had a hysterectomy and that it was Trevor Engelson that said that, right? And it was in his book. So I Googled it and I looked and looked and looked, and I could not find anywhere that Trevor Engelson ever said that. So I don't know if it was wiped off the internet, or I don't know if it never existed in the first place, but I couldn't find any source for that. Okay, so A says, when you meet someone and they feel familiar, then they could be, yes, mirroring your behavior and personality. Always take your time to get to know someone. Absolutely. Mean Eileen says, Prince Harry thinks, yep, there's only enough, I don't know, manpower to power one. Allegedly. Qual says, at Lisa, then conveniently just before the wedding had a miscarriage. Just my opinion. Allegedly. Yep. Lisa says, yes, exactly. Koala. At Koala. All in the Narc's handbook, I'm sure. Mary Jane says, didn't she retrieve her eggs? Yes. So that was what her father said, right? And I think there is I think there's video footage of the father saying that. So at least there's a resource for that. Now, whether or not you believe Thomas Markle is up to you. And in either case, if she did retrieve her eggs, that doesn't necessarily mean she had a hysterectomy. That would align more with having IVF, right? Okay, so Sexy B says, I also think that Harry was in a hurry because he wanted to have what William had in a relationship. Exactly. So he was very, very vulnerable. So anything Meghan said to him to push him or nudge him in that direction, he was going to believe and not really question. And that's where I think this biological clock ticking comes up. And there's actually something else that comes up in this article. And you know what? I'm going to get to that other part of the article, because when you read the title, it doesn't mention this other thing. And I think this other thing is really, really important too. Okay. However, the book reveals that Harry's response to William's concerns was to marry Meghan as quickly as possible so she could enjoy the same police protection he did as a working royal. It's also claimed that Harry mentioned Meghan's biological clock ticking as she was nearing 35. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about. I think the biological clock ticking is an important thing, and I think this shows even more motive, allegedly, of Meghan playing up the privacy, the security, and all of that. Like calling the paps and then allegedly, and then claiming she wasn't the one who called them, always talking about security. I think this was another and I always thought this, that one of the ways to really get Harry to commit quickly was to, draw on his trauma of losing his mom and the police protection that Princess Diana had. She actually asked not to have it, right? Yeah, so let me see what's going on in the chat. Koala says 100% Lisa. HG Tutor. Oh, I thank HG Tutor for learning about narcs and learning more with Reveal. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Koala. Justa Jen says Sexy B at Sexy B. Yes, jealousy of William drove has. Yep, I can completely see that. Koala agrees also. Alice agrees also. Lisa says absolutely at Koala. I've learned so much from HG and Revealing on narcs. Thank God for them. This is so validating for me, because I sometimes feel like I'm not a professional and I don't know how much my experiences help people, but I'm so glad to hear that the perspective helps. I appreciate that a lot. Koal says 100% Lisa. Justa Jen says HG helped me identify and deal with a friend narc. Can't appreciate his knowledge enough. Absolutely. Footsie's girl says this whole thing is like my marriage, but I chose my family. I know this is going to sound mean, but can you imagine her reproductive system? After all she has done on yachts, I'm just being real. Allegedly. Alice says it's also possible that the pressure to marry came from the royal family because Meghan wanted to be part of the family before she was married and might have pushed wanting a baby earlier. Absolutely. I think all of these, I think Meghan had so many tools in her arsenal to rush this along. And if we remember what was happening in Meghan's life at that point, she was getting written off of Suits. This is proof to me, allegedly and in my opinion, Meghan never loved Harry. This was a rush to get to marriage so she could have an easier life, I think, because she was getting written off the show. She wasn't being able, she had been trying for years to get other contracts and she couldn't get them. Justa Jen says, at Footsie's girl, allegedly, of course. Lisa says, at Justa Jen, he's definitely worth knowing and is helping people. Glad he helped you too. Mina Eileen says she knew that the others saw through her, particularly the late queen. So she said she was pregnant to force their hand. Yeah, I could completely see that. Aw, thank you, Koala. A says, your channel is great. I watched you first on Sidley Twins. I've been a victim, and because of my childhood, couldn't see narcissistic traits in those around me, so I was easy prey. A, that is exactly the same for me. I grew up in a very invalidating environment and with a lot of narcissists, and I really was, I don't know, shouldered a lot of burdens as a child that I really shouldn't have. And then my stepmom was a malignant narcissist. And I mean, she did a lot of bad things to me. I haven't talked about it. And sometimes people say, maybe you shouldn't talk about things if you're not an expert in it. But I don't know. To that, I want to be well, if you cook and you're not a chef, what does that mean? But anyways, my point is that I have lived it. I know what it feels like. I know the expressions they use. I know the tactics they use. I feel it. And then because I grew up in that environment, I chose a spouse that recreated my childhood, basically, right? And so I think that's something that happens all the time, where you grow up in an environment and I don't want to say you seek it out, but it's comfortable to you. It's familiar to you. So you end up marrying into it. And it really, like, once you're out of the situation, and it really took for me to be basically no contact with all of these people, that you realize and you see it. Qual says you are a professional in your own right as you live through it, revealing. Thank you. Lisa says you may not be a professional, but your knowledge from experience is just as important to people as you can put it in a way you've seen it yourself and people can identify with that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Alice says, and Meghan would have wanted any child to be in the line of succession and wouldn't be if they weren't married. Yep, Just a Jen says, I still get the heebie-jeebies from the anecdote about her finding oh my gosh, I know. Finding Diana's perfume and wearing it on a first date. I mean, this is exactly it. Like, she pulled out all the stops. She basically, like, went for all the senses. Smell, sight, and then, oh, it's just sick. It's really sick. Qual says, let's check out her arsenal of what she used on Harry to get him to marry her. How long have we got on this live? I know, koala, right? And actually, to me, this is one of the most fascinating parts of talking about Harry and Meghan, because I feel like if you can recognize it before you're entrapped, that is so important. And of course, this is like not just in romantic relationships, but let's say you're interviewing for a job posting or something. Like, you don't want to end up with a boss that's a narcissist, right? Like, if you can spot it early on, it can save so much heartache. Me and Eileen says Meghan loves herself and the camera and microphones. Yep, and mirrors. She loves mirrors. Footsie Girl says she used a pregnancy premarital. How else can you explain how the British royal family let her in so easily and quickly? Allegedly, of course. Yep, lots of people agree with you, Footsie's Girl. Just a Jen says, remember to hit that like button. Yes, please do. Oh, Mary Jane, thank you. You healed by helping. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Sexy B says she used the your mom talks to me. I know, and she wants you to marry me. I know. Yeah. These are all the manipulation tactics she used. Celia says she is too creepy. Yes. And hi, Celia. Glad you're here. Me and Eileen says, I like how you keep it professional and are open. Your eyes for detail are amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Poncho's here too. Hi, Poncho. Just a Jen says, you're taking your pain and turning it into a form where you're helping others. This is the best possible thing you can possibly do with bad energy converted into positive. Oh my gosh, Just a Jen. Yes. And I'm going to tell you guys something. My dad passed away. We're coming up on almost 3 years of the anniversary of his passing. And I used to talk to my dad every day. Like, my stepmom made it very difficult for me to see my dad. But when my dad was at work, like, we had, there was a particular time that I would call him and we would have our conversations. And I was like thinking the other day, like, I wish I could call my dad and tell him about this YouTube channel. And then I was like, but if I had done that while he was alive, he'd be like, why are you talking about my wife so much? But the thing is, like, my dad knew. I think my dad is probably looking down on, like, from heaven, and he is in 100% support of it. In my opinion, that's what I think. Oh, hi, Maggie. So glad you're here. Bible says the perfume replica was a taste of things to come. It was a giveaway to how she was going to be. Yep, and that was like day 0. And please, okay, so we believe that she wore Princess Diana's perfume. That means we have to believe that she did research on him. There's no way, right? And I mean, we know that. Alice says, sometimes people who are not professionals can explain things better as they don't get caught up in jargon. Yes, that's a good point. Koala says, Diana's perfume, fake pregnancy, talking to Diana, cosplaying as Diana, humanitarian card, all of that. All of it. She lives her life like a magazine article. Absolutely, Caro. Yeah, completely. Mean Eileen says, narcissist is another way to say spoiled, insecure brat. Yep. Qual says, good day, Poncho. Oh, Maggie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's crazy to think that it's been 3 years. I don't know how, it's weird. Like, I don't know how 3 years have passed, and then at the same time, it just feels like so long. Footsie's girl says, once you have lived through a narc relationship, you can't not see. We have to help each other. I'm so sorry about your dad. Thank you so much, Footsie's girl. Oh, I miss him all the time. Yeah, but at least I have the memories, right? Koala says, good day, Maggie. Maggie says, hi, Koala. Me and Eileen says, it made you stronger and smarter. Thank you. Sexy Bee says, I never Googled Harry and didn't know anything about the royal family. Yeah, and I also studied international relations. Like, what? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, mean Eileen. I believe your dad will always be with you. Thank you. Maggie says, narcs destroy lives. Yes, they do. A says, I'm Australian and it was huge news here. When I first saw the engagement interview, I nearly spat my coffee when she said, I don't know much about him. I know, right? I know. Oh my gosh. Project Fangirl says there was an email that was released at some point where Harry mentioned a baby arriving after the wedding date and he wasn't referring to Louis or Lena. So Louis would be Prince Louis, and I don't know who Lena is. Is that Zara's daughter, maybe? Maggie says your dad was an empath who got hurt. Yeah, honestly. Maggie says Meghan lives in a novel of her making. Yep, she's the perfect author. Okay, so I think I had one more thing in here. Yeah, we don't have to go through this, but I also have some questions for you all. And just some conversation things to talk about. Do you think that the quick engagement was a red flag? Like, if we rewind and we saw Harry and Meghan like all over again, unbiased, because I think like at the time I didn't see their engagement happening really quick as a red flag, but I think now if I saw it, because of all of the experiences up until, I don't know, so many years have passed, I would see it as a red flag. Bible says your shorts are brief but powerful, revealing of narc signs. Thank you. Thank you. There are a lot of people that, well, not a lot, but on my YouTube videos, like my longer videos, I don't get negative comments a lot, but on the shorts, there are a lot of Meghan and Harry lovers, Sussex squad, I would say, that go there. Justin Jen says, I went to London on a trip, saw Buckingham Palace, but I knew nothing about the royal family. Whose home is this? Right? Oh my gosh. Poncho agrees with you, Bible. Okay, so Zara's daughter. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Maggie. So's yours. Yeah. Okay, you guys see it as a red flag. Yeah. And I think that's where the wisdom, that's why I love talking about Harry and Meghan and studying them, because they really are a great way to study narcissism and see the red flags. Yep. Yeah, him wanting to marry her because she was in danger, red flag. Yep. It threw the royal family off completely, Lisa says. Alice says, yes and no. For me, it depends on the couple. For them, yes. For another couple, maybe not. Yeah, maybe it's good to not make like blanket statements. And maybe it's more that we would approach with caution, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just a Jed. They may have met earlier than 2016. Yep. But us, like in, outside, and if we only relied on information that's out there, we didn't do digging. I don't know why at the time I wasn't like, that's quick, right? Oh, mean Eileen, you did. Okay, that's good. Ocean Gale also did. Yep. Red flag slapping of Harry and the whole family in the face. Oh, good. Joy, you can hear me? Yeah, I know, right, Mary Jane? That picture in front of Buckingham Palace. For me, okay, Qual says, for me, it was how quick in the way she looked at her engagement ring, like she was disgusted. Yeah, she cannot hide her face at all. Okay, I'm going to throw up the next question. And this question is, do you think William's concerns were valid? Project Fangirl says, hell to the yes, Harry and Meghan's Australian tour was a train wreck, and this is coming from an Australian. Thank you, Project Fangirl. And I mean, there are a lot of allegations, like things that happened allegedly there, including the throwing of the tea at someone, that, man. Pancho says, I think Meghan living with that chef when they met could have been a red flag. Yep. And she tried hard to cover that up, right? Mary Jane says, what about her relationship with Andrew? Yep. See, Leah says, I thought it was too quick. Lisa says, does anyone think the royal family have seriously reviewed prospective new partners coming into the family now? Yeah, what do you all think about that? Maggie says, oh my God, yes. Yeah, Mean Eileen says, watching him allow himself to get played has been the most disturbing. Yeah. Koala agrees with you, fangirl. Maggie says, hell yeah. Lots of people say yes. Okay, so at the time, Ella didn't think that it was a red flag because they were getting up there in age, I'm assuming, right, Ella? Mary Jane says yes. Poncho says 100%. Peach Blossom says, I think Harry, yep, I agree with this. I haven't even finished reading the sentence, but I already agree. Peach Blossom says, I think Harry is embarrassed to admit his mistakes. For me, the biggest red flag was when he made a statement about mailing her ring back to Trevor. Yeah, that's a big red flag. Maggie says William saw her. Yep. Leah says very valid. A says, I'm so glad Trevor got a pass and is now living a great life and seems so happy. And I guess the takeaway message for this question is maybe listen to people's feedback. And if like 20 people are saying the same thing, maybe, take the rose-colored glasses off and try to, look at the situation, as, what's the word I'm looking for? Unbiased, but there's a better word for it. I can't remember what the word is. Justa Jen says, I think Harry's reaction to William's concern was a red flag. Yeah, that's another thing. Yep. Alice says, absolutely. He was with Catherine for 10 years and was very protective of their world. Yep. Maggie says she was horrible. Joy says, what happened to this tea situation? So what I've read, and of course this is all allegedly, is that so Meghan announced her pregnancy like 2 or 3 days earlier at Princess Eugenie's wedding to the family. And then when they landed in Australia, I think that's when news broke to the public that she was pregnant. And a lot of people say that you couldn't tell she was pregnant in the Australian tour, but I've looked at footage and her stomach is sticking out. Okay, and this is my opinion, and I don't know. So in my opinion, if she was not actually pregnant, but she looked pregnant, I think allegedly maybe she had been wearing a moon bump. And what I heard about this tea situation is I think someone walked in and saw her trying to put it on or saw it and she got mad and threw tea, allegedly. But you guys let me know if that's what you've heard too. Lisa says, of course they were valid. William took his time, so why wouldn't he advise his brother to be cautious too? Yep. Qual says, Peach Blossom, I think he is just too stubborn and too proud to admit his mistake. I think so too. Oh, okay. Project Fangirl Tom Bauer confirmed it. Okay, I should do a video on that. I should find that excerpt. Alice says, and I think he feared his brother was just desperate for family and didn't allow things to grow naturally. Absolutely. I'm going to go to the next question. Okay, so, and I think we all know the answer to this, but I'll just throw it out there. Do you think Harry's rush is reckless or romantic? Oh, hi, Duchess of Camelot. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. I'm so glad you're here. Qual says, allegedly Nutmeg tossed her hot tea at a maid at Admiralty House here in Australia. Qual says, hi, Duchess. Pancho says, hi, Duchess. Project Fangirl says, from my understanding, the royal family does vet its potential in-laws. This might have been why the family was weary about Meghan. Yeah. Mean Eileen says, Prince Harry has always been resentful of Prince William. Yep. Leah says, he couldn't listen. He was besotted. Joy says, hi, Duchess of Camelot. Lisa says, he wasn't mature enough to take people's advice. He was acting like a teen who couldn't get his way and rebelled against all advice. Now he's paying the price. Yep. Mean Eileen says, hi, Duchess. A says, William would have been getting feedback from staffers on how awful Meghan was to deal with. Yeah. Koala says, Nutmeg announced her pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. Yep. Isn't that a red flag, right? And then to think about, like, oh, oops, I forgot to highlight the comment. I just read it. And to think, like, it may not have even been a real pregnancy. Like, how awful do you have to be to announce, okay, allegedly, to announce a fake pregnancy at someone's wedding? Oh my gosh. Footsie's girl says, people in a narcissistic relationship don't see while in. Pushing some to see can backfire, like with how Harry reacted to William. It's a lesson you just have to wake up. And the other thing is, so I think one of the reasons it backfires is if the person goes and tells the narcissistic partner, oh, so-and-so said this. So now the narcissistic partner is going to do their best to isolate the person they're in a relationship with from the person that's advising them. So for example, if Harry went and told Meghan, oh, William said this and this, and actually we know that Harry did go tell Meghan because of the dog bowl and whatever, then Meghan would have been even more motivated to sever that relationship. Mary Jane says, I heard staff saw her moon bump. Okay. Joy says, thank you. Anytime. Anytime. Mean Eileen says, Lisa, hands up. Alice says, I think unfortunately Harry had started his campaign to beat his brother and saw this as one-upping him. My relationship is purer than yours. Meghan is more trustworthy than Catherine. Yeah, and they thought that they were better at the royal thing, and Meghan is a natural. And Harry would go around telling people, like, isn't Meghan just like my mom? And everyone would be like, no, not at all. Sexy B says yes, especially because they were getting all those allegations she was being horrible to staff. Joy says reckless. Koala says reckless and stupid. Justa Jen says reckless, like a bull in a china shop. Yep. Lisa says, I think he thought it was romantic, but onlookers thought it's reckless. Hi, Kelly. Glad you're here. Yay. Hi, Kelly. Mary Jane says, Arrested Development. Both act like 9-year-olds. Yeah. Alice says, it isn't romantic to pit your relationship with your girlfriend against your brother's with his wife. Yeah, that's not romantic at all. Mary Jane says, tacky. Kelly says, hi, Koala. Okay, let's see. I want to make sure. Oh, I'm kind of behind. I'm gonna, okay, Footsie says exactly he told Meghan, allegedly. Yep. Yeah. Mary Jane says someone needs to call for a wellness check for the kids and then swap for DNA. Allegedly. And that's basic. Koala says, yep, and that's when the coat flicks start to show up. Yep. Yep, there was the one, I posted it was one of my first posts on X, but it was when they were in Australia and she's wearing that trench coat and she's wearing a white dress. They're leaning against this wall and she does the coat thing. And like literally, okay, so Archie was born in May, so she was what, allegedly like 2 months along, 3 months along at that point. Yeah. Kelly says, hi, Alice. Okay. I think I'm caught up on the comments. Okay, so do you guys want me to go to 2 more questions or do you want to go to the fun questions? Because we've been talking about this for like 40 minutes now. I think you guys want fun questions. Yeah, I'm going to go to the fun questions. Let's do some fun questions. Oops, wrong button. Okay, fun question number 1. So, okay, what do you guys think Meghan's Santa hat looks like? Sexy B says he thought he was getting Catherine, but instead, yep, he got a she-devil. Lisa says he's not well. In my opinion, I think so too. Mean Eileen says Princess Harry is hella stubborn to his own detriment. Quell says, my mother used to say a man can have 100 wives, but he will only ever have one mother, but that can go for siblings. Yep. Okay, people say fun questions. Yay! Joy says it's beige. Oh, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, Lisa. Oh, devil horse with bells. Oh, Footsie's girl says a witch's hat. Oh my gosh. Koala says a giant money sign. Oh, you guys, I love this. Okay, Duchess of Camelot. That's kind of where I was headed to, that it would look like a crown. It would hang with baubles with her face on them. Yeah. Okay, Alice also thinks it would be a crown. Oh my gosh, Kelly says bejeweled horns. Sexy Bee says it would be wrinkled. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Give me 1 second. My dog needs my attention. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, back. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so if Meghan was doing like a holiday party at home and she wanted someone to come dressed as Santa for the kids, who do you think she would hire to play Santa at home? Like, do you think there's anyone that she would have in mind that she would pick for Santa? I think this one's a good one too. Oh, Leah, me too. I love these chats. I love them. Oh, Lisa says Maleficent headpiece. Yep. Perfect. Sexy Bee says microphones. Yep. Alice says it would be an arrow hat on sale for 200 pounds. Yeah, that's a deal. Okay, Joyce says that Meghan would hire Tyler Perry. Oh, we have 2 for Tyler Perry. We have Marcus Anderson. Footsie's Girl says Brad Pitt. Lisa says Diddy. Leah says Tyler Perry. Pancho says Prince William. We have another Marcus Anderson. These are great. You guys, I'm going to run out of these questions at some point. But you know, somehow they just keep coming to me. And the Santa hat one today, that came to me because I was watching the Sidley twins lives and I looked at their hats and I was like, oh, that would be a good question to ask. Me and Eileen says Nelson Mandela. Yep. Okay, I will go to the next. Oh, Marcus Anderson or Omid Scobie. Yep, that's a good one too. Yep. Okay, so now let's think about Archwell. And it's their holiday party for the year. Where do you think they're going to hold the holiday party? Oh, Mary Jane says her dad. Oh, Tyler Perry or Missan. Yep. Yep. And if it's Missan, it would be Santa that's a photographer. Santa picked up a new hobby. Yeah, so where do you think they would hold a holiday party? Alice says a parking lot. Project Fangirl says the tea throwing passage in the Tremors chapter. I don't know. I don't know where that is, Project Fangirl. Oh, Kelly says there isn't. There isn't going to be a holiday party. Kelly says on a yacht. Joy says her house. Which one? Allegedly. Pancho says Godmother's bookstore. Oh, you guys are getting so creative with this one. Duchess of Camelot says Columbia. Mary Jane says Holiday Inn. Justa Jen says Soho House. Leah says in the Culver City apartment, allegedly. Mina Eileen says she would hire Prince Andrew to play Santa. Oh my gosh, Footsie's Girl says Chuck E. Cheese. So her invisible kids can play while she drinks, allegedly, and eats pizza. So I don't know if Chuck E. Cheese is anywhere outside of the US, but it's like almost like an arcade, and they have pizzas, and kids have their birthday parties there all the time. Oh my gosh. A holiday party at Starbucks, Carol says. Koala says under the Hollywood sign. Lisa says she's not giving them any party. She's not here. She's not there to coddle people. Oh my gosh. Alice says Oprah's house. Project Fangirl says Tyler Perry would play Santa. Oh my goodness. Ace says Omid, but those eyebrows are a dead giveaway for Santa. And you guys, actually, funny story. So my dad had really, really thick eyebrows. And one year he dressed up as Santa And that was the year I figured out Santa doesn't exist because I could see his eyebrows. And I went and told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I think Dad is Santa. And I was like, I think maybe Santa doesn't exist. And my mom, like, she wasn't even going to try to convince me otherwise. She was like, just don't tell your sister. Let's see. Oh, Mina Eileen says they'll have it online. Oh my gosh, it'll be a Zoom meeting with pre-submitted questions, right? Poncho says backwards headquarters. Oh my gosh, Kelly says that In-N-Out free milkshakes. Yep. Alice says no party, just lemons in a basket and a note thanking herself. Aww. Her note was said, "Thank you for letting me thank you for letting me be the best boss ever." Qual says these answers are so funny. I'm crying. I know. Project Fangirl says the party is on the moon. Yep. Oh, yeah. And it would be a write-off. A says she would hold the celebration in Spain and it would be paid fully by the charity. Qual says clever coffee shop. Ella says In-N-Out burger. Oh, okay. So it's in the Tremors chapter in Revenge. I see where the tea incident is, right? Project Fangirl. I think that's what it is. Mina Eileen says pre-approval is needed, but invites are not necessary. Okay, I'm going to go to the fourth question, and that is, what are the centerpieces for this holiday party that Meghan and Harry are throwing for their Archwell employees? Alice says maybe in New York and invite celebs like the baby shower. Wow. So it would be a very exclusive event, and Backrid would be called. Mary Jane says nothing live with the fake kids. Yep. A lemonade stand, me and Eileen says. Oh, Sexy B says Ellen's house, but she bailed to the UK. Joy says she'll be the centerpiece. Oh my gosh. Why do they need centerpieces for their tables when they can all just sit around Meghan and Meghan will be the centerpiece? Duchess of Camelot says mirrors. Koala says microphones. Leah says iced Meghan. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? So like ice sculptures of Meghan. Oh my goodness. Sexy V says they're chicken coop. Oh, Footsie's Girl also says ice sculpture. Lisa says ice sculpture. Ella says photos of Meg. Poncho says dish soap. Yep. Kara says signed photos of herself. Rotten lemons. Mary Jane says. Just a Jen says no centerpieces. Many step and repeats with red carpet though. Oh, so they would just be walking back and forth on the red carpet to get into the party. Kelly says jams adorned with lemons. Yep. And they're the parting gift, right? That's also the, what is it when they give at weddings and stuff? Oh my gosh, the favors. They're the party favors. Mary Jane says, will she cook? She can film it for her show. I know, right? 2 birds, 1 stone right there. Right? Okay, I'm going to go to my last question, you guys. And this is basically asking, what do you think the party favors would be that they would give out at the party? What do you think? Alice says a huge sign with Duchess of Sussex on it to remind people. Yeah, because people cannot forget that she is the Duchess of Sussex. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sexy B says dog biscuits. There was an article that was recently published, and it was saying something like, you know, after all of this work and all Meghan has left are a bunch of jars of jams and some rotting dog biscuits or something. I laughed so hard when I read that. Lisa says beige blooming flowers as centerpieces. Koala says you would be praying that ice sculpture melts in a hurry or people get supplied hair dryers to melt it faster. Yep. Oh my gosh. Joy says lemons. Mary Jane says sanitizer. Duchess of Camelot says you're welcome. You're welcome for me being such a good boss for you. Footsy's Girl says signed pictures of Meghan. Oh my gosh, Susan. Oh gosh, copies of the bench, Susan says. Alice says a beige bag with lemons, jam, dish soap, and a picture of herself and Diana. Oh, if that is not a gift bag that summarizes Meghan, I don't know what is. Qual says signed autograph photo of Meg holding her jam and dog biscuits. Discount vouchers for Arrow. Oh my gosh. Toe socks for a gift, Mary Jane says. A Netflix subscription. But with the caveat that if you redeem the Netflix subscription, you have to watch the Polo series. That's the first thing you have to watch, and then it'll unlock all the other stuff on Netflix. Me and Eileen says irons, yep. And then someone should turn around and give it back to her. Like, honey, I think you need this more than everybody else. Project Fangirl says pinatas of Harry and Meghan as King and Queen of Montecito. Can you imagine? That would be one way for the employees to relieve some stress, allegedly. So I'm not going to read this just in case, but this is what she did at her Jamaican wedding to Trevor Engelson. Yeah, allegedly. And that was in Tom Bauer's book that happened. A says she would have a dog bowl saying cash donations placed here. All proceeds, all profits go to Archwell. Oh my gosh, Alice says NDAs. Oh my gosh, I know, Koala. This chat is on fire. You guys are so funny. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. Mary Jane says, I'm laughing so hard I'm almost peeing. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you all enjoy. I have such a good time too. Project Fangirl, yep. I'm not going to say that just in case. I don't know how they flag these videos. I don't know if it's like an audio thing or what, but yeah. Kelly says, loving the answers. Yep. Yep, these are so funny. This was actually my last question, guys. So are there any other things you all want to talk about? My dog, I don't know why, she's getting a little antsy today, so I may have to end the live chat a little earlier than usual. Lisa says her jam that she couldn't give away to her secret friends. Yep, she couldn't give them away, so better save them as party favors. Sexy Bee says dead spices from her garden. Yep, because she you know, and that's another thing. Like, how do you do a show on gardening and you're not in your own garden? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Allegedly, Project Fangirl says, yep. Oh yeah, don't forget the fresh NDAs for all the employees. Yep, for 2025, we need to renew those NDAs for the upcoming calendar year. Alice says a petition to make her a princess. Oh, I'm sorry, Joy. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, guys? Yeah, I think I will. My puppy is scratching at me. I don't know why. I had her like on my seat behind me, and she's usually good for like an hour, but for some reason today, she's just not having it. Yeah, thank you, Footsies girl. I'm glad you came. This was a good time for me too. Giovanna says, I bet they will tape the King's Christmas speech and watch it. I bet too. Thank you, Poncho. This was number 15. And you know what I was thinking? That is my 15th. And guess what today is? It's the 15th. So it's my 15th on the 15th. Don't eat the jam. It would be expired. Thank you, Koala. Mean Eileen says, please come up with more questions. Yes, I will. I have some. Like, there was one I asked the Sidley twins that I was like, you know, I want to ask the live chat that question also. Oh, I'm glad you came, Susan. I'm glad you came. Yep, great chat as always. Yeah, I thank you so much, Kelly, for coming. Elsie says they still have a problem with the Arrow trademark and nothing for sale. Yep, that's why they got to give it away for free. And then it's a business expense. Yep. Carol says the gardening is like asking the Pope for marriage guidance. I don't know if I get that, Carol. Sorry. Lisa, I love these lives too. Good night, Joy. Yep, I had such a good time. Good night, everyone. I'll try to do more live streams this coming week. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great week.